Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby, and I am back with another video. I know I have been MIA for a while, and it's because I just don't have no motivation to do a video. Just haven't been feeling it. I'm not officially back from doing videos. I just felt the need to respond to a video that was shared to me in reference to Selena. And I didn't watch the whole video because A, I didn't feel like it, and B, I just didn't. It was no point to watch the whole video because everything that person was saying, not everything because I didn't watch the whole video, but what I've seen so far in the video was things that I've already said in my videos. And I don't need tarot cards or anything to elaborate on it because it was kind of like obvious by just knowing her life and knowing, things about her and reading and stuff like that. Now, this person, I guess, is a psychic. I don't believe in psychics. I don't follow tarot cards or anything like that. And so she's in the video, she said she didn't use any tarot cards in this, but she said that allegedly Selena's spirit was speaking to her. And what I've heard her say in the beginning was stuff that is obvious. Like she said that Selena spoke to her and said that her father was a lot like Joe Jackson. I don't need to say Selena told me that. It's pretty much obvious. If you know Selena's life and you know the Jackson's life, you pretty much have a pinpoint on how similar their lives were and how similar their fathers were. So I don't need Selena's allegedly spirit to tell me that they are the same. I knew that, and I elaborate on the comparison between Joe Jackson and
the dictator
in one of my videos. It's pretty much set in stone. You kind of know it's obvious. They both Jehovah's Witnesses. That's the most obvious. They both came from a musical background. They both tried to get into the music industry by forming their own band. Dictator was the Los Dinos, but it didn't really go anywhere. Joe Jackson's group was named the Falcons. They didn't really go anywhere. They may have had like a hit or two, and they didn't go anywhere. So as they gotten older, they both worked in the steel mill. One in Texas and one in what's that place? Indiana. They both married really, really young, and they both had children out of that long-term marriage, and they both made their children live out their dreams, their failed dreams, and they became successful, and they became the managers of their children's career. The difference was that Michael Jackson, and the rest of the Jacksons fired Joe Jackson and had Diana Ross and Barry Gordy to manage them because they felt like Joe Jackson was basically holding them back and stuff like that. So and they're very abusive. Even though Joe Jackson was physically abusive, I really don't know for sure if the dictator was physically abusive, but abuse is abuse. He was very emotional and verbal abusive to his children. So abuse is abuse, pretty much. They both were abusers, and so forth and so on. And they were both money hungry. So that's pretty much obvious. You don't need a spirit to tell you that. If you know about their life and if you read up on them, then it's pretty much set in stone. But what I didn't agree with was the fact that this person, and this is not the Sloan lady, because I already said my opinion about her, and I'm not looking at any more of her video. I mean, some of her videos when she was pertaining to other celebrities, they were interesting, but I don't really believe in psychics, so I can't say if it's true. I mean, if I do watch her, which I haven't in a while, it will be because I'm bored or for entertainment purposes, just to be nosy. But it's nothing that I'm not saying, oh, I believe in psychics, because I don't follow the tarot cards or any of that stuff. I don't. So no. But this girl, her name is KLove1133. If you want to check her out, go ahead. But I don't agree with what she said about the abortion thing, the alleged abortion. She said that Selena's spirit allegedly told her that the dictator made her have an abortion with Chris. So allegedly Chris and Selena was pregnant, and the dictator allegedly made her have an abortion. And she said that it was emphasized in the movie during the part where Selena wanted to have a baby, but they told her to wait till after she was torn. Now, in the movie, she was already an adult and she was already married. And he can't make her have an abortion because she's an adult. So for one, he can try, but he can't make her do something she doesn't want to do. She went through mountains and went through hell to be with the one she loved, even though the dictator disapproved of him. She didn't care. She married him not only for love, but to get out of her father's control. So why would you think that she would allow her father to dictate what she can and cannot have in terms of pregnancy? I've highly doubted that Selena would allow her father to dictate whether or not she can keep a child. She was solely against abortion, and I have the interview where she elaborates and speaks on it, and here it is.
But it's so funny now that I think back, you know.
You're a very, very good role model, and one of the problems with the Hispanic community, especially the teenagers, the girls, is teen pregnancy. What do you have to say? I mean, everybody gets into situations that it's hard to get out of, but I noticed that the majority of them end up keeping their child, and it makes it rough. Yes,
which is good because I'm against abortions. I don't think that it's right. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but the way I was raised is it's kind of hard, and it's very upsetting that you see people, or especially politicians, and I don't want to get on the subject of politics, but they encourage kids to use condoms. And I think the parents should encourage the children not to have sex before marriage, because if you stop that right there, then you're not going to have teen pregnancy. You need to teach your children's morals first before they get married, and then children afterwards. It should be marriage and then children afterwards. But it does happen. It's very sad to say. But all we can do is educate the children, let them know what lies ahead if this happens, and and try to educate them afterwards.
Would there be a Selena if there was a child right now, earlier in life?
What do you mean?
As far as where you're at right now.
If I were to have a child, children.
Let's say if you were to have had a child in 10 years, would there have been?
I don't think so, because it's, like I said earlier, it's a lifelong dedication. It's not just like you feed the baby, buy him diapers. You have to be caring for the baby. Just as you have a puppy, you have to take care of that puppy. And I'm not comparing a child to a puppy, but when they're babies, you have to look after them and care for them with a lot of love and look out for them and guide them. And it's a tough job.
You wouldn't have time to do it.
No, I wouldn't have time. And I'd have to be one heck of a woman to do that. Juggle out marriage and a child and my job.
So there you go. She talked about it. She is highly against it. She's highly against abortions, but that's her opinion. She says she's entitled to, everybody's opinion and, all of that good stuff. But she herself is against abortion. Now, if she were to have gotten pregnant, now when she was dating Chris, she was probably about 19 going on 20. Now, I'm going to say this because I know about abortion. I had one when I was 16. You can hate me all you want. I mean, that was something that I'm not proud of. Yes, my mother consent to it, but she didn't make me have it. She made it my choice. She asked for, she said it's up to you. So I made the decision, and the person that, at the time that I was dating my high school boyfriend, and we both, well, he was more into having an abortion than I was. And I was young and stupid, and I was, going along with it. But if it really was up to me, I probably would have had the child. But me being young and dumb and in love, at the puppy love at the time, I went and I did it basically for him. And I've regretted it this whole time. But, I got over it, and, I asked God to forgive me. And we all make mistakes. But I believe it's probably it's probably, the laws are different in different states, of course. So, but I thought that if you're 18, you don't need a parent to consent to have an abortion. Now, Chris and Selena did not get together until she was 19, get ready to turn 20. He was 20, get ready to turn 21. So if that law stands in Texas, then her father has no say. Well, he has a say so, but he has no authority to make her do anything. And like I said, she would not allow the dictator to make her have an abortion because she's solely against it and she loves children. She would not dare do something like that or allow something like that to happen. So, and then on top of that, she was on birth control. I don't know if she was on birth control before she got with Chris. If she was on birth control before she got with Chris, that doesn't mean that she was sexually active before she got with Chris. She may not wanted to deal with the effects of being on your period while performing, because that's a lot, trying to make sure you're not linking, or, make sure you need to change your pad. Like, who wants to think about that while performing? So if she did have birth control before she got with Chris, that could be a reason why, because she didn't want to deal with being on your period while touring and performing. But if she waited until she got with Chris, it was because they were sexually active. So she had a thing injected in her arm to make sure she doesn't get pregnant, and she was supposed to get it removed before she had passed. She was supposed to get it removed soon. She planned on getting it removed soon because her and Chris were planning on having a child, having a family. So, like I said, I don't believe that shenanigans about her being pregnant and having an abortion, because she would not allow the dictator to make that decision for her, especially when it comes to having a child. No, I don't believe it. Now, the dictator is a lot of things, but I don't believe he will make her do something like that. He may have tried to, if that were to happen, he may have tried to attempt to want her to have an abortion, because he has a hatred for Chris. But I know Selena would not go for that. Selena is not that weak. People think that Selena is a weak-minded person. She's very much a strong individual, and she very much are in control of a lot of things. Now she has let her father take control over some things, but trust and believe, she don't let it go but so long. Look how she survived her relationship with Chris when her father tried to tear them apart. So I don't believe it. That's bullshit. But if that's what everybody want to believe, then believe it. I mean, that's on you. But I just wanted to talk about that because I don't believe that she had an abortion at all. Also, the girl was talking about how Selena's spirit allegedly told her that each person in her family were basically were Yolanda, were the person that to kill her. I guess she was saying figuratively, because she was saying they all, you know, stabbed her in the heart, whether they, you know, talked about her behind her back or was jealous of her, blah 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 blah. Now my opinion about that, okay. The only people that I know of that was a backstabber in her family was, of course, the dictator, Susie, ABCDEFG, and Yolanda, of course. And that's it. Chris and Marcella were the only two, in my opinion. Well, Chris, Marcella, who else? Her cousin, Sarah, Martin Gomez, and a lot of the staff at her boutiques were the only ones that were really truly there for her. And you know, the other individuals in the band, like Ricky, Joe, Pete Estudio, and Don Sheldon. I mean, those were the only ones that truly had her best interest and heart and all of that. The ones that the other three stooges or four stooges that I mentioned, those are the only ones that I can say stabbed her in the back and still doing it to this day. But, well, I can't include Yolanda because she's paying the price for what she's done. But I'm talking about the other ones that's running around free. So, I mean, like I said, you don't need a spirit to tell you that. If you really know about Selena, and if you really read up on her life, and if you really watch her interviews and watch her family's interviews and watch her husband's interviews and read his book, you will kind of understand the dynamic of her family. And you don't need a spirit to tell you that. I mean, like I said, I don't believe in psychics, so I don't know. But I just wanted to elaborate on that, because I don't want people putting stuff out there like that, because that stuff ain't true. Where's the physical proof that she had an abortion? Where's the physical proof that she was pregnant? Because Chris himself said that she was not pregnant. Now, his mother thought that she was pregnant when she passed away, when Selena passed away, and they were cleaning out the house, cleaning out some of Selena's things, and she came across some folic acid pills, because folic acid is also in prenatal vitamins. And she asked Chris, she was like, hold up, was Selena pregnant? And he said no. She was taking that because she was balding. She was balding in certain places in her hair. I guess because due to stress. So it was helping her hair to get thicker in those places. So that's why she was using that. But that's one example. And then people were rumored saying that she was pregnant when she had passed, and he set those rumors to rest, that she wasn't pregnant. And because she didn't even get the thing out of her arm, she was planning on it, but she passed away. So, I mean, and even the coroner said that the person that worked on her body said she was not pregnant. There was no trace of her being pregnant. And even if the girl is indicating this was before, way before she passed, that she was allegedly pregnant, like I said, if she was, I highly doubted that Selena would allow her dictator father to implement an abortion. But that's just my opinion. Y'all believe what you want. I'm not saying don't believe her. I mean, if that were to be true, whatever. But like I said, I don't believe it. So that's my opinion. When would I come out with a video? I will not know right now. Once I get the energy and the motivation, and I know I will be coming out with a video to respond to the part 2 series that's coming out May 4th. So go check that out. I will do a commentary on that in next month, but in terms of a video in this month, I'm not sure. Probably not, because I'm going back to work in person to work, because I've been working from home, but now I'm going back to work. So I'm definitely probably not going to have the energy or the time to do a video, but I will definitely do one pertaining to the series, part 2. Now, me reading the book again, I will definitely start doing that once I get more time and more, when I feel up to it, I will continue reading the Selena with Love book. But until then, I'm not right now. And I apologize for not explaining that weeks ago. But yeah. So give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.